Hey, how you doing out there, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we touched on some new topics, same old, but new. You know what I mean? First of all, today is Sunday, so I hope you guys are having a blessed day of rest. Hope you guys ain't you know, pushing yourself too hard out there, going too hard on anybody else. From what I'm learning in my studies is, well, everybody knows Sunday is a day of rest. You're really not supposed to be out spending money. You're not really supposed to be doing cooking, like cooking and stuff like that. You're supposed to just relax, meditate, learn, take a breather from your week. Um, some of us don't got that luxury though. Today's episode, or concept, I should say, is crafts in America. The crafts in America. That's on everybody's mind right now. I mean, the topic is floating all over CNN and everything, all over X and your Twitters and stuff like that. They're saying that Donald Trump abolished, right? Did away with the CIA. So the CIA is supposed to be done. Why? Why is the CIA done with? You know, because I think it's because somebody, me and a lot of other people has been exposing, the things that they do here in America. They're not supposed to be, operating in America as far as I understand, but what they'll do is have organizations, secret organizations, ones that you know about, they aren't so secret, you know, ones that you know about, ones that you don't know about operating in your everyday society. And this is how they maintain their inimitability, that status of being able to, do anything and still maintain like a hands-off approach. You know, um, me personally, I think that the CIA has always used crafts in America. You know, um, I'm not gonna bring any spooky shit into it, talk about this and that, but what I mean by crafts is like literal crafts, like old old sigil works and stuff like that, ritual works and different crafts. I believe they do this in America. Not believe, I have evidence. I put proof out there. And they actually are in control, they use substances or different, ways of techniques. I'm not in the CIA, so I can't speak to exactly how they do what they do, except for personal experience, right? From the things that I went through in my life and the things that I've witnessed and encountered. What they do is they use substances to control people, and not only substances, they use spiritual crafts, and you never see it happening. That's why it's so hard to believe that it's happening. That you live in a world that's somewhat mystical or magical in a way, but it's true. We do live in a world that's very spiritual, more spiritual than physical, I would say, even though the physical is more tangible because we live in here, right? But the spiritual is way more important. You know what I mean? I hate when I lose my train of thought. I think that that's done intentionally. Like when you have a train of thought and you're going on with your thought and you're talking about it, and it's impossible to really lose a thought if you're in the middle of that thought, unless that thought is taken away from you somehow. But yeah, the CIA logo, right? Even the CIA logo, the little bird in the middle of the circle and everything. That's a craft. That's a spell, some type of spell that they put, out there to, either veil their activities, or keep their activities unnoticed. Um, Also, they use Arabs. They use people from other countries. I don't even want to go too deep into that because all you got to do is look at all our terrorist attacks and shit like that and really add up who's been doing all these terrorist attacks and shit like that. I'm not shitting on my Arab brothers out there, the good ones who's not doing that, you know what I mean? Who's out here operating phone stores and shit like that, you know what I mean? And keeping the people connected. I'm talking about the ones who's out perpetrating crimes. Yeah, they're controlled. They're controlled and manipulated mentally and spiritually to do that, and religiously, because they use the religions to tie the mind and the spirit together in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm coming into the understanding of. Even the history of Havana syndrome. You know what I mean? How people in Cuba would have Havana syndrome. Yeah, before Havana syndrome ever popped up, the mafia went to Cuba, or Irish, Italians, whoever, right? They went to Cuba. And what was the purpose? What was the purpose? To just visit because it's a beautiful place, because they like the scenery, to put some money into Cuba, or was it an ulterior motive? Everything has an ulterior motive, right? You know, everything has an ulterior motive, right? I mean, unless you just if you have a heart of gold, normally you're doing things from the kindness of your heart, right? But when you don't, it has a motive. One thing about an organization like a big organization like the CIA or FBI, they don't have a heart. There is no human, you know what I mean? There's no heart there. So they just do things for control and for power and for corruption, you know? Um, so yeah, a lot of things that they do, you know what I mean? A lot of things. See, I'm gonna give you the big take on this. They'll use Arabs to commit terrorist crimes and do all this and that because Arabs got money, right? You know, they got a lot of wealth influence over there. Plus, a lot of the magic, a lot of the crafts that they use in America, Arabs has a connection to that. The language, Hebrew, all of that stuff, all that magical shit, they know how to tap into that. So that's what they do with the Arabs. And with the Cubans, they'll just use Cubans. And I know this for a fact because my watch. It's like serialism. But yeah, what they do with Cubans is they'll use Cubans as like mules, like just puppets or whatever. You know what I mean? Because once you get a people to have something in their mind where you could almost, you know, make them do certain things, nudge them or give them a certain subconscious perception about what they want to do when it's actually what somebody else want them to do. They can make you do things with your life that you never even intended to do, right? Make you collect things or become a hobbyist or whatever, just so one day that they can come through, knowing that they already got influence over you, knowing that they can come through and just take whatever they want from you. And then they already have the organizations in place, right? And the people around you are part of them organizations. So all they do is make everybody just make you seem like you're crazy. So this way that they get away with everything that they done to you and your family. And nobody's the wiser except for the ones who's in the know, who's in these organizations. And they'll never tell, but they keep records of all this shit. Because if a person was to tell, all they would have to do is pull up some dirt on that person and get them out the fucking way. That's what we're dealing with. That's why you'll never have another Marcus Garvey. You'll never have another Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, or none of these influential people, none of these visionaries, none of these activists, because they all been co-opted, COINTELPRO. And even when you look back, you can clearly see that they all been betrayed. by their best friends. Every visionary, every activist that you have has been betrayed by their best friends. Yeah, yeah. I'm one of those visionaries. I've been betrayed. I've been ignored, led astray, um, made to believe things that weren't true, lies, a mountain of lies told on me, all rhetoric, accusation, rhetoric, and accusations. I've been there. I've been there. Do deceitful things behind your back, you know? Yeah, yeah. It's a shame what they do to people. And all this to cover up the deceitful things that the upper echelons has been doing. All of this. It's a lot of things that they still continue to do. I'm sitting here doing this podcast in the midst of turmoil, right? I'm a man with children, with a life, who's building, who's still building, right? Who's built wonderful things, right? And I'm continuing to strive to build more and achieve more, right? Yet I can't find a job, and I've been looking. Yet I'm homeless out on the streets. Yet family's up. Why? Family got churches. Family got church. I retired firefighter uncle, um, cousins and aunts and all these people. Nobody help. Nobody seems to want to help. Why? Because it helps them not to help me. It helps their it helps them get away with the things they did to carry. You know what I mean? And for me to know that my estranged family was allowed to do something like that just to push me over the edge because they're part of a secret order or something, because you know, I figured it out. I figured it out. Got the Arabs, you got the Irish, you got the ghetto, the neighborhoods, the black and brown communities, and you use them all against a common enemy, right? From what I'm seeing in the news on CNN and everywhere else, besides the war that's going over in Israel, shout out, all the shit going on over there, that's besides me, even though it's going to affect, because everything affects us. But your one common enemy was Cubans for whatever reason, but yet still you have embassies here. Do they know that America has has been raising children here to be fucking human sacrifices, or like some type of experiment or whatever? Do they know that America was doing that to Cuban children? Yeah. Operation Peter Pan, Operation Pedro Pan. Yeah, my father was a part of that. Yeah. It's not like he played a bad part in that. He was just a child. People play a part in things that they don't understand what they a part of. I play a part in a lot of things that I never even understood what I was playing a part in because I was young, naive. It's not even a thing about right or wrong. It's just about a thing of you doing something that you don't understand, right? And you being led to do those things, or nudge, they like to call it. I'm running out of this e-liquid. I gotta buy some more. Yeah, but man, I just been piecing together a lot of things, man. And Kanye West, Kanye West, you know what I mean? Kanye, right? Kanye, who's Ye? West. Who's conning Ye west? Who's counting Ye to go west? Yah. Who's counting Yah to go west? All right. He's sitting up there parading this girl Bianca around, this white girl. And I get what he's doing. It's hilarious, right? It's funny what he's doing, right? And she really doesn't look like a real woman. She looks pretty much like a robot. But what Kanye is doing is making a mockery out of white woman, right? She looks like a particular white woman to me. That's why it's hilarious to me that she looks like a whole fucking android white woman. And he's parading her around. He's making her wear these little see-through fucking shirts and shit like that. That's really like degrading or whatever, right? And she doesn't mind. You know, that's his wife. That's his, you know, who he's fucking at night. You know what I mean? That's his fuck buddy. You know, but it's like what he's doing is making a mockery out of white woman in the way, white women in the way. You know what I mean? And there's some powerful white women that fits Bianca's description. And he got us sitting up there parading her with the titties out and shit. It's hilarious what he's doing. It's hilarious what he's doing. Cause it's like, you know, he's a visionary as well. He's a visionary as well. And Bianca don't mind being there doing that, you know what I mean? Taking those photo shoots. Because if I was a white woman, I'd be like, why is she doing this? Making us look bad and shit. She's like kind of like, you know, I mean, making him look good, but also bad at the same time. And he got his divorce set up in a way where she's gonna wind up owing him some fucking money after the divorce. But he was the first one telling niggas about prenups and shit, right? Kanye was the first nigga to be telling niggas about prenups and shit like that. Real shit. Real shit, man. You know? Trump, you know? It was something about Trump. Let me check my notes. Yeah, I take notes. Yeah, I do take notes. I'm a bit, you know, nowadays I realize that I can't just rely on putting everything on this phone because it could be manipulated, you know, in different ways. But yeah, I talked about, yeah, Kanye West's exploitation of Bianca has a deep, more hilarious meaning. Yes, it does. Oh, let me see. I'm just going through my shit. Hold on. I had a solid joke that I came up with. I like my solids to feel like I'm forking my sandwich. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you want your salad to be like everything on it. You want it to have olives, tomatoes, the motherfucking onions. You want it to add a cucumber, all the shit that a sandwich would have on it with the croutons and all that shit and the little, you know, shakes in there that you like. So that way when you get into it, it's like you forking a sandwich. You know what I mean? Because you forking your salad. Y'all get it later. All right, let me see something else. Huh. Yeah, I don't got nothing on it right now. Let me see. I ain't even got nothing on it. Yeah, but man, all they doing is changing up their operation of their mode of operation Miranda. You know what I mean? Basically, the CIA would never be dissolved. It'll never be dissolved. And whether the CIA stands for Central Intelligence Agency or whether it stands for Crafts in America or Cubans in America or Arabs in control, that's another one it could mean. Arabs in control, I don't know. You know what I mean? All I know is they're attached to a lot of organizations who make a lot of things happen, who made a plane drop in Philadelphia, right? In the same state where the president was damn near assassinated, right? Made this plane drop, not just anywhere, in Philadelphia, near me, right? Now, none of you all got your own point of view and perspective because you got your own life. But for me, I wrote a book on the same day that Trump was, the attempt happened, right? So that's eerie to me that I could write a book on the same day that my president was almost assassinated and then have an airplane drop near where I was just previously working after I had a freak slip and fall accident downtown in front of Independence Mall. Shit is just too coincidental for me. After the fact that I've been putting out information to you guys, to the masses, about the deception, about the boule, and about the role they play. And don't take my word for it. This is the thing I love. The internet is powerful. Don't take my word for it. Look up cities where boule have the most influence and control. With states? Philadelphia. Yeah, I don't gotta make that type of shit up. If you look up the person who actually helped my family make all the legal part happen to transfer this and that and get me bonded up in a whole bunch of legal mess and all that shit. Yeah, look them up. Look up the name. I ain't gotta say the name. Y'all know the name. People that my family cohorted with way long ago, before I even knew it. Right? If you look up that name, you would clearly see. You know, look Wikipedia. Matter of fact, just look up on Wikipedia, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to go on and on. I'm gonna just let you guys know that I got more going on. I plan on more books. I got to put out more literature. Plan on more music. I got to keep doing my thing, and these podcasts going to keep coming your way. Plus, much, much more. I appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping by and tuning in and watching me on God Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. Peace.